Hello, everyone. Very good evening to all. I believe we are live now. So, those who are, could you guys give me the confirmation? Am I properly visible, clearly audible, or not? We'll wait for a few minutes so that everyone will join, and then we will start our today's discussion on SQL part, which is going on. I hope that you are enjoying that playlist as well. Uh, until so far, we have covered up two episodes for the sequel part, and uh, the response for the first one was very amazing, but for the second one, it's not that much amazing. So I really want you guys that you will please do support, right? It really requires a lot of effort from my side to give time, come up live every week. So please make sure that you will also do your bit and try to share these videos to each and everyone. That is the humble request from my side to each and everyone, because these things feels worth it when it reaches to wider audience, right? So that is the only thing which I really want from everyone, and I am pretty sure that you guys will do that favor for me, right? So a very good evening, Akhil. Properly visible, perfectly audible as always. Thank you so much, Ankit, for the confirmation. Just let me share my screen, and then maybe we can start our today's session. So today, due to work, I won't be able to take it on time at 8 p.m. that usually we take, but I thought that let's take at night 10 p.m. itself. We'll try to conduct 1 hour session. Okay, we'll try to see the things from the portion which we have covered up until episode number 2, right? So from that part onwards, we will try to wrap up. Okay, so shall we start now? Not able to get any internship in data analyst field, what to do? See now, between the time was there when companies freezes the hiring, but now again hiring started. Okay, so please look upon that, and in the meanwhile, just enjoy the process. Once opportunity will come, you will grab it. But at the meantime, make sure that you will utilize it the time properly by, having a greater skills in within yourself. Because at the time when interview will come up, so you should be able to crack that. So whatever time you have, don't get demotivated. Just try to learn every day, try to build more projects every day. Nowadays we are in the era where you are not dependent only on the internship per se, or only on the full time job per se. There are so many opportunities apart from this. There are lot many freelance work which you can put upon, right? There are various freelance websites which we have. Just go explore how we will be able to catch up any client and do freelance work for that particular client. uh, we are in a era where you know earning money is not that much big deal. You are not relying on any single internship, any single job, any single full time job. There are so many opportunities, and people are willing to pay you if you will try to give them the attention, if you will try to make them feel worth your work, right? So if you have that capability, that skill set, I don't think that you will face that much issue. It's just that you are lagging in terms of seeing the possibilities. Don't think only single direction is there. Nowadays we can have multiple exploration directions. So think very widely. Try to increase your network via LinkedIn. That really helps you a lot. Your network is actually your net worth, right? So the better quality of network people you have in your LinkedIn, or physically as well, maybe in your college as well, the better group you have, you will be able to get better opportunities in your life. So always make sure that create a good network of people. Try to create a network of having different kind of mindset, ambitious people who really want to work something hard in their life. So automatically you will feel that, yes, there are multiple opportunities, and whatever things I am saying is actually true. Because I'm not saying something which is out of the box. All these things I feel it, that's why I am saying it. Okay, I also did the similar kind of things, and that's why today I am not dependent on any internship or full time job or any specific one thing. You can have multiple things in your hand, and when time comes, just try to work hard upon your skill set. You will be definitely able to get that. Actually, people will come to you that please, make a collaboration with us. That's how things will work after some point of time, after some point of your hard work. So that is something which I really want to talk about here. Okay. Hi, Nikhil. I hope this much thing is fine. Now let's focus on the today's agenda, where we will try to work upon the third episode. So if you will be able to observe, I hope that you guys have seen from the last particular playlist, whatever episodes we have covered up till so far, mastering SQL basics, retrieving data with select statements, all are already available in SQL Mastery from Basics to Advanced playlist on my channel. One important thing which I really want from you all is to just share these videos. If you can see, second video share is not done. So this really motivates me, to put upon more efforts with you all to give the time with respect to this particular part. So it really depends on you and how you are taking upon in the future sessions. So time is something which is very important for each and everyone, for me as well, for you guys also. So please make sure you will do this a bit for me as well. Okay. So let's get started. Here in this video, we will focus on something called as aggregation functions. But before directly jumping into that part, if you remember what things we already have covered up, by the way, we are doing everything on MySQL Workbench tool. Here, if you remember, whatever things we are doing with respect to this TechForAllWithPriya website. If you will be able to see in this particular website, we have two courses, the Complete Excel Mastery course, DSA for interview preparation. So today what we will do is, if you remember in the last session, we have created a database by the name of TechForAllWithPriya. Then I shown you that how we can use that particular database. We have already created a table named employee. We have seen how we can show those tables. We have seen how we can see the description of that particular table. After that, we have inserted few employees who are currently working in this company. Okay? So I have inserted few records who are working, having their first name, last name, age, salary, and the location. There is one other field that we have is emp id, but by default we have set it as a auto increment. So what is happening is, by default it is starting from 1 going until the employees, whatever employees we have, +1 +1 +1 +1. So if you will be able to see, if I'll just show select star from employee, this is how basically we will be able to retrieve the data, whatever data is available in the employee table. So as of now, I have 9 employees currently working in my company. So this is how the structure initially looks like. I hope that until so far everyone is following me. Any doubt till so far, anyone? Shall we move ahead from that particular point now in today's session? So we have seen few commands in the last session where we have talked about how we can retrieve the, for example, first name, last name, how we can arrange our salary in the ascending or descending order. We have seen how we can do how the internal execution of the commands usually happen, which command will run first, which command will run at the very end. All these things we have clearly discussed in the last session. I hope you all remember that and you're following all those episodes as well, right? So what we will do in today's class is, first of all, whenever we're talking about SQL, right, we will be talking about SQL. As I told you, we will be dealing with 4 operations, which we call as CRUD operations. In these 4 operations, if you will be able to observe, first 2 operations we already have done in our last 2 episodes. What is the meaning of CRUD? One is creation. So we have seen that how we can create a database, how we can create a table, right? All those things we already have learned. After that, reading part. So here we have seen that how we can read our data, which is available in a database, right? How we can retrieve the data available in any table. All these things, again, we have already learned in our second episode. Today, before jumping towards the aggregation functions, let's try to understand the U part. What is the meaning of a U? Anyone who can let me know? What is the full form of this U? C means creation or create commands. R means read. U means, anyone who can let me know? I think this U part we have not covered up. We have covered up until the reading part or the retrieval part of the content which is available in my table employee. Exactly. As already said by Nikhil and Bharat, right? Nikhil and Bharat, U means update. So whenever we're talking about U, it means update. So first of all, let's try to understand how basically we can update any query, any particular data which is available inside my table. And then last is, anyone who can let me know, last operation is delete, right? Learn with Deepraj, as already said, it's delete. So today, at the very first point, I'll try to show you that how you can update any data which is available already in an employee table. Let's say I want to update it. How can I update? Last thing, we will discuss how we can delete it. And then we will move ahead with respect to next important part. So is everyone ready with me? So shall we start now, that how we will be able to update any of the value which is already available to us in this particular table? I think we have not covered up this update part until so far, right? Shall we move ahead? Everyone is ready? Can you guys give me the confirmation? Now, let's say I want to update in this particular employee table, maybe which thing we want to update. And whatever things I am doing here, please make sure that you are also doing the same things in your system, in your MySQL workbench as well. Okay? Let's say emp ID 6, the name is Ankit Sangwan. I want to change this name, last name of Ankit, from Sangwan to, let's say, Tawar. Okay? I want to change the last name of Ankit having emp ID 6 from Sangwan to, let's say, Tawar. So how can I do so? So the command is update. I want to update. What is the name of the table? Update. The table name is employee. What I want to do, acha, before writing this command, just make sure that you will use the database. First of all, see if you are already following me with respect to the last two episodes, you already have a database of TechForAllWithPriya. So just check it out. When you click on this show databases, it will show you the database of TechForAllWithPriya, and just use that database. Okay. After that, you will observe that you already have this employee table. If you are following me in the last session, you already have this employee table, but still check it out that do you have the records available or not. Just select star from employee. I already have done that. That's why I'm not doing it again. Then if it is showing you the records, just take any one record. Okay. In that, try to update the last name. So what is the command? Update, right? What is the table name? Employee is the table name. Now, what I want to update, I want to set the last name as, let's say, Tawar. Okay? Let's say Tawar, where I am saying my emp ID is equal to 6. So what I'm saying is, with respect to this emp ID 6, because this is the unique ID of the employee that I have, I want to change his last name from Sangwan to, let's say, Tawar. Let's try to run this. Let's see whether we are getting some error or not. So it is running perfectly fine, right? Now let's try to again see the table and see whether the change is reflected or not. So can you see on my screen that initially it was Ankit Sangwan, but now I have changed it to Tawar. So it is perfectly updated here. Similarly, if let's say I will say to you that please try to change the salary of Ajay Bhatia from 5,000 to, let's say, 50,000. From 5,000 to, let's say, 50,000, update the salary of Ajay Bhatia. So what is the command you will write here? Anyone who can give me the command in the chat window? What I'm saying is, with respect to the employee number 5 named Ajay Bhatia, I want to change his salary from 5,000 to, let's say, 50,000. He has done some amazing work and I want to change his salary from 5,000 to 50,000. So what should I do? Similarly, update, table name is employee, set salary is equals to whatever number I have said, 50,000, where emp ID is equals to 5. So this where clause will try to give you a filtered value, and the set will try to set the data which you want to set here. So this is the basic syntax that is basically helping you to update at any point of time, you know, the salary of a person or a last name or a age or a location, anything, whatever you want to change. So as Bharat already given me the command, it's perfectly fine. It should run perfectly fine. I'm not writing it again here. You can try it at your end. Update, table name is employee, set salary equals to this, where emp ID is equals to 5. I think everyone can see on my screen. This is a correct command. So this is how basically we can update our data, already defined data that we have, which we have inserted via insert command. If let's say in future you want to update, which is something which you will do definitely. For example, every year in a company, employees will get a salary hike, maybe 5%, 10%, 20, 30, 40, whatever be the ratio is. So accordingly, I'll try to update that salary, right? That is required. So this is something which is very, very important to understand. Shall we move on to the next command now? Is the update command is clear to everyone? So this is how at any point of time, whenever any update is required in your SQL table, this is how you will do. The last thing is deletion command. For example, I want to delete any record here. Maybe I want to delete a record of, let's say, now maybe Ankit is no longer working with us. Ankit employee is no longer working with us, right? Maybe he switched his company. So what is the command? I want to delete his record from my database. He is not currently working with me. So what is the command that is basically required to delete a record from a given table? So you will say delete from, what is the table name? Table name is employee. Delete from table name is employee, where you will say the emp ID is equal to 6, right? Because I am saying Ankit is no longer working with us as an employee in this company. So what I will do, I will say delete from the given name of the table is employee, where the emp ID is equal to 6. So if you will run this command, it is running perfectly fine. Again, if I try to show you this particular data, can you see now Ankit is no longer available in the database? Can you see the changes are reflected now? So automatically you can see that Ankit is no longer available in a given database, right? So this is how basically the deletion of any particular record will be done in a given table. Make sense? So far so good. Is this clear? Can I get some confirmation in the chat window? Maybe you can guys give the thumbs up or anything so that we can move ahead now. So until so far, what we have observed practically, we have seen practically all these 4 commands now. How we can do a creation. In the first episode, we have seen. How we can read. In the second episode, we have seen. How we can do a updation and deletion. In the third episode, today, we have seen that. That's where now you will observe that we will be having 2 different categories of queries that we are writing in a SQL. One is something which you will say it as DDL. Another one is something which you will say it as a DML. You must have heard these terms, but usually when anyone teaches these terms, they started with these terms only. But I thought that first of all, I'll show you practically and then I'll explain these terms to you all. One is something which you will listen as DML. Anyone who have heard these things? Who have heard these things? What is the full form of DDL? It's a data definition language. Right? Data definition language. Here basically we're trying to define our table, our database that we have. DML is something which is data manipulation, manipulation language. In this, what we are trying to do, we are trying to do some manipulation on top of our database that we have, or on top of our table that we have, right? So if I will say this creation which we have studied today, not today, in the episode number 1, what do you think? This creation command is a part of a ddl or it's a part of a dml? Anyone, any idea? This creation command, what do you think, is a part of a ddl or is a part of a dml? Here you are trying to define the table, or you're trying to manipulate the table. Just think like that. It's a ddl, right? So creation command is a ddl command that we have explored in the episode number 1, where we have seen how we can create a new database, how we can create a new table inside a given database, right? Second interesting thing, when we are talking about this update command, is this a ddl command or a dml command? When we're talking about this update command, is this a ddl command or a dml command? You are trying to update the data in a given table, right? So that's why it is a DML, data manipulation language. It's a DML command. Okay, when we're talking about this delete, is this a DDL or DML? When we're talking about this delete, is this a DDL or DML? Again, you are trying to make changes in a already designed system, in an already designed table. So when you are writing a delete, it's a DML command. So deletion is a DML command. Acha, what about this reading part? Let's say you want to read or retrieve any record. So it's a DDL or a DML? When you're trying to read any data, it's a DDL or a DML? Anyone who can give me a response? For example, I'm saying I want to select first name, last name from any given table, right? So is that part or is that portion is a DDL command or it's a DML command? Think over it. Can I get response from everyone? Those who are watching me live? Many people are saying DDL. Okay. You are doing an insertion, right? So when you are doing an insertion of a table, when you're trying to insert any table, you are making changes inside that, right? So basically, this is a DML command. When you're trying to drop any data, let's say you're writing a command of drop table name. How we can drop any table? So we write drop table. What is the table name? Let's say employee. So what will happen when you write this command? Automatically your table will be deleted in this database. As of now, if you will be able to see, we have only one table, which is employee. And if you will write this command, I'm not running this as of now because I don't want this table to delete as of now, because I will work on this. But will this command, this drop command, will come under DDL or a DML? Again, think over it. It's a DDL or a DML? When you are saying drop table name. Exactly. It's a DDL command. So always remember, whenever you are doing direct creation of a table, direct deletion of a table, complete table that I'm saying, it's a DDL part. Update, deletion, insert, it's a DML command. Now there exists some other interesting command which we will discuss today called as alter command. And sometimes interviewer usually ask that what is the difference between the alter command and update command, and people feel that they both are same. Always remember, alter command is basically used to change the schema of the table. It is used to change the schema of the table. Whereas when you are saying update command, it's a part of a DML command which is basically used to change any records available in the table. So there is a big difference. Records available in the table. There is a big difference between update versus alter. So alter is basically used to change the schema of the table. What is the meaning of that? Let's try to again see this thing practically. Okay? So what is the meaning of this? For example, let's say I want to add, maybe what we can do. Here you can see that first name is having a varchar of 50. Let's say I am thinking that 50 is a very bigger length string which I am storing. People usually don't have this much bigger name as a first name. So I want to change the schema. I want to change this type from varchar 50 to varchar 20. So how you can do that? So you are doing some changes inside the schema, right? Inside the creation command where you are adding, if you want to add some new column, if you want to delete some column, if you want to change the data type of any specific column, that's where you will use the command of alter. So how you will do that? You will say simple thing, alter table name. Now what is the table name? It's a employee is the table name. Now what I want to do, I want to modify, right? Already present column, I want to modify. So what I will do, I will say, let's say the first name I want to modify. With what value I want to modify this? I am saying do it varchar, let's say 20. So initially it was varchar 50. What I am saying is just modify this table, employee table, by the first name, type as varchar 20. Let's try to run this. Running perfectly fine. Now again see the description of this table. If I run this, can you see the change here? Everyone? Can you see? First name varchar 20 is coming up. Initially it was varchar 50. Can you see, everyone, the description of this table? So at any point of time, whenever you want to modify something inside the columns of a given table, which you have already written in the creation part, or in other words, I would say if you want to modify something in the description of the employee table, let's say in future, I want to add one more column as a position, job position in my company. What is the employee's job position? Again, which command I will use? I will go for alter table employee. I will say add. I will say add one more column. Similarly, I want to modify already available column. So that's where modify. So either you will add, either you will modify. Let's say I want to delete some column. So you will say drop. Three important things. Either you will modify. So in the alter command, there are three important things which you will observe, which you will do in the schema part. Either you will try to add a new column, right? Add a new column. That's where you will use the keyword add and then the column name which you want to add and the type, data type of that particular column. Otherwise, you will try to do the modification of already available column, right? Modification of already available column. That's where you will say it as command as modify. Or you want to delete any specific column. right? Delete any specific column. That's where you will go for a drop and then column name. So command will remain same. In between where you have mentioned modify, you will either mention add or drop or modify. These three options are there. Is this part is clear to everyone? Any doubt till so far? So in future, if let's say interviewer will ask you what is the difference between alter and update, now will you able to answer? Update is a DML command where we are trying to make changes inside the available records which is already there in my table. For example, in the employee table, I want to change anything as the last name, first name, age, salary, anything like that. Whereas alter command is a DDL command where let's say I want to change the schema of the table. That's where I will use this command. I hope it makes sense now. Shall we move ahead to the next important part now? Does everyone ready? Good to go for everyone? Let's say now we are directly jumping towards the aggregation commands that we have. Now, what is the meaning of aggregation? What is the meaning of aggregation? Aggregation meaning that you want to do something with the entire data which is available to you. For example, now I have employee table. In future, we will try to create more tables as well. By the way, we will not work only with a single table, but as of now, because we have only single table in our database, Tech for All with Priya, right? In our database, Tech for All with Priya. So basically, if you will be able to see in this employee table, let's say I want to do everything on top of this entire table. That is where the aggregation commands come into picture. Aggregation commands came into picture. Now, you will see that there are few famous commands that we will be having, and that is what we will discuss practically in this session and maybe in the upcoming sessions as well. One is the very famous command called as count. So let's say I will say that, count the total number of employees currently working in my company. So what I want is, I want to count how many number of employees currently working in my company. So this is the very first famous aggregation command, which is count. So what I will do, I will just simply select count star. Why star? Because I want to count all the employees that is currently available in my company. From what is the table name? Table name is employee. Table name is employee. So I will run this. Can you see? I will be able to get the output as 8. Now this 8 indicates that currently in the company of Tech for All with Priya, 8 employees are working in. So if you will just check it out, select star from Priya, you can count it. It's total 8. Although you will see that its last digit is 9, but in between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is not available because if you remember, we have delete Ankit. So that's why total number of employees which are currently available in the company named Tech for All with Priya, it's 8. Is this fine? First aggregation command, if you will be able to see, I am doing everything on top of the table employee. That's why the naming aggregation is given to this command. Now, one thing is, which you will be able to see that in this particular result, the column name is count star, which is not understandable enough, right? Which is not understandable enough. So I want to give a proper naming of this as an alias name I want to give. So how we can give an alias name to any table? You will say as via as keyword. Let's say I want to make this count star as total number of employees. So that it will look quite obvious and everyone will be able to understand what this 8 number indicates. As of now, no one will be able to understand. So let's say I will run it again. Now, can you see? it makes proper sense, right? Total number of employees, and here you will be able to see the answer will be 8. Is it clear to everyone now? So basically, two things I have shown you here itself. One thing is count star. At any point of time, if you want to count total number of records available in the employee table or be it any table, you will write a command as select count star from table name. Now what I have done here, so without doing this, my answer is coming up correctly, but the column name is count star, which doesn't make much sense to me, right? If let's say second person is looking into the result, he or she will not be able to understand that what this count star indicates. In order to make it quite obvious, in order to make it understandable, what we have done, we have make an alias name. For example, you might have uh, your as a professional name, and maybe your family members call it with your other name. So that will be your alias name. Maybe my name is Priya, and maybe my family members are calling me maybe Priyanshi and some other name. So we do have alias name as well, right? Similarly, here also count star is the original thing, but we have named for a proper forming as total number employee. Is it part is clear to everyone? Is this fine to everyone? Shall we move ahead? Very first aggregation command, which is count star. Makes sense to each and everyone? Shall we move ahead? Can you guys give me the confirmation? Now, let's say I want to see that, who is the person who is taking a maximum salary out of the given employees which I have. Who is the person who is paying up the maximum salary? That's where max command will come into picture. How we can do so? Select first of all, let's say the number. What is the maximum salary which a person is giving up? Okay? Max of, let's say I will say salary from a given table employee. Will this work fine? Will this work fine? Let's try to see. So if you will be able to see, I will be able to get an idea that, okay, in this employee table, what is the maximum salary a person is getting? What is the maximum salary a person is getting? Now, again, it looks weird, max of salary. You can make it as an alias name by saying as max salary. And then again, if you will try to run this, you will be able to get the number that what is the maximum salary a person is getting. What is the maximum salary a person is getting? Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Now I will give you one question. Before that, let's do one more thing here, and then I'll give you one question. Let's say I want to see what is the minimum salary an employee is getting. What is the number which is a minimum number, minimum salary an employee is getting. So that's where min command came into picture. We will say select min of salary as, again alias name, min underscore salary from the table name, which is employee. So if you will run this again, you will be able to get an idea that it is a minimum salary. 5,000 is the minimum salary which a person is getting in the company. As means it creates it creates a new name of that column. Not new column it will create a new name. For example, if you will not write this particular word, it will take it as min salary, right? But if you're writing this name, it's like, for example, your name is Nikhil, but your parents are calling you as a Nikki. Sorry, but random name I'm saying Nikki, not Nikhil. So now, will and Nikki is different? No, they are one and the same thing, but the call is different. Just to make you understand, I am saying these things. For example, in this case also, min salary and this is one and the same thing. Just the naming convention I have given it differently so that it looks more good more understandable and not ambiguous. Is this clear? Could you share the script? Yes, every script I will be sharing on my GitHub repo. Just go to my GitHub repo, and if you will be able to see YouTube session notes, inside that, just go to SQL Mastery from Basics to Advanced. In this episode 1, content is already available. Episode 2, content is already available if you go and check it out. Similarly, for the episode 3, I will upload the content. Okay? So just make sure from there you can access whatever things we're covering up today as well. The self-written notes file as well as the script file. Okay? The only thing which I want from everyone after all these efforts is please share these videos. I don't think that you will be able to get these kind of live sessions anywhere for free. So I'm investing my lot of energy, lot of time here. I really want you guys to support on this particular part so that I will be motivated enough to continue for the long term, right? Uh, can we get the link to it? Just search Priya Bhatia GitHub. The very first link you will be able to get my profile only. You will be easily able to get that. Okay? Don't worry, you will be easily able to get that. Also, I will try to attach in the comment section of this video. Also, please, whatever learnings you are doing, I can see that no one is commenting till so far. I want everyone's comment, whatever learnings you have made. See, these comments, these likes, these numbers, these stats motivates the content creator and helps that person to reach to wider audience. And if you will not support this at any point of time, again, demotivation usually happens. I am also a human being. So please do that thing from your part to make it running. Okay. That is the only thing which I want from you guys. Right now, let's move ahead. Now, I want the summation of all the salaries. How much investment I am making every month on my company to give it to employees, right? So, in that case, I want the sum of the salaries because I am giving every month employee salary. So, for my company, what is the total cost which is putting on as a resources on the employees? So, how can we get that? How can we get that? That's where the fourth aggregation came into picture, which is a sum command. So what you will do, you will say select sum of the salary that we have as, again, you are giving an alias name. It's your wish. If you want, you can give. If you don't want, that's completely fine. You will say total cost for this company, right? It's a total cost somehow because this is the salary every month employees are getting from employee. So you can say total cost for a company. Somehow this is the total cost. Maximum cost is something which is given to the employees only, right? Let's try to see this. So can you see this is the number which I will be able to get. So somehow we will be able to see that here we will be having a total cost, that how many number of employees are getting what kind of salary. The addition of all those salaries will be the total cost which company is incurring every particular month. So this is the fourth aggregation function that we have discussed till so far. So first one, count. Second one, max. Third one, min. Fourth one, sum. Count is to count the total number of records or whatever things you want to count it out. Max is to find the maximum number. Min is to find the minimum number. Sum is to find the summation of all the available entities that you have in a given table. So far, so good. So far, so good. Shall we move ahead? Any doubt until so far? Now, apart from this, there is very interesting command called as group by. Group by. And in that, there is something called as a having clause which came into picture. This command, I'll not discuss it today. I'll take a separate session altogether with respect to this particular command because It's a very, very important command of aggregation operator, and genuinely it requires a separate lecture where I will show you practically. We will try to create few more tables, and then we'll try to see that how group by works, because there's a lot more confusion going on in a group by. People usually won't be able to understand that at what point of time we should go for this group by command. These things various people already knew. For those who are not aware, I have already explained in a very well manner. Now the next important command is a group by command, which we will discuss in the next upcoming episode, where the next upcoming episode is completely based on this group by command, how we can apply filter on top of a group by command, and practically each and everything we will do so that we will be able to understand. So far so good? Makes sense? So this is the overall idea. Now, before wrapping up the today's session, two things which we will do today apart from this is, now see, we will be having this employee table. That's fine. In the Tech for All with Priya, employee people are working. That's fine. There are in total 9 employees. That's also fine. We have seen that. You can see that there are 2 courses currently which is live: the complete Excel mastery course, DSA for interview preparation course. So what we will do is, we will try to create one more table. We will not work today with respect to this table, but we will try to create it so that in future classes we will directly start with this particular part. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to create a table by the name of a course. Now let's try to create it first. So what things are required in the course table? So create table name is course, or you can say courses, right? You know how we can do the creation of a table. Now what fields are required in order to create a table? Obviously course ID is required, which will be the unique key, right? It's of int type. Again, I will mention it as auto increment. Make sense? So that at every point of time automatically IDs will be assigned here. Second thing which is important is the course name. What is the type of the course name? Make it as varchar of, let's say, 50, and type will be varchar and constraint will be not null. It's important to mention, right? Already we have see these stuffs. After that, the next important thing is the course duration, which is important. Again, it is of type, as of now we're taking it as integer. Again, not null, constraint is there. Similarly, next important thing is the course fee in a given course. So what is the fee of a course? Again, I'm making it as an integer and not null, constraint. Now I will mark a primary key as course ID. And this is how basically I will be able to create my second table inside a database named Tech for All with Priya, because this particular website is available for the courses only. So that's where we have created our next important table, which is a courses table. So far so good. Let's try to create this. It's created. Now if we will be able to see show tables. You will be able to see that we will be having 2 tables available now. Let's see that. Show tables. So courses table is there and employee table is there, right? Now what we're supposed to do? What is the another table which is required apart from this courses and employees? I think who will enroll in this course? Students. So there should be a proper database of students as well in this particular website. So for that, I will again create a new table by the name of students, and in that case, what we will supposed to do, again, every student will be having a unique student ID. I hope this is something which is pretty much clear, right? So we will say student ID is the thing, again of int type, and here again we can mention auto increment, so that we don't need to write the primary key again and again. ID values, right? Then we will be having student first name, of varchar type, let's say 50. Okay, what is the constraint? Not null constraint. Then we will be having a last name of a student, again of varchar type 50, not null constraint. After that, what other things we required? Maybe I need a email of a student. Again, what is of type? Varchar type of again 50, not null constraint. I need a phone number of a student. So I will add a phone number here. Again of varchar 50, not null constraint. After this, what we required is this is important thing, enrollment date of a student. Enrollment date. On which period he is enrolled. Now, this is where a third type which we will discuss today, which is a timestamp. So until so far, we have covered up two types, varchar and int. The third one is a timestamp, okay, which will give me the, where we can mention what is the duration where they have enrolled in this course. Then we will be having a selected course. On which course the selection has been done. As of now, we have two courses. Either a person will be enrolled in a Excel course, or a person will be enrolled in a DSA course. Only two courses are there. So that is where he will mention the course ID. Either it will be 1 or it will be 2. It's a not null. Correct? After that, a student must have a years of experience. So you can take years of experience also as a int type, not null constraint. After that, which company a student is working currently, that is also an important information for me. Again, it's of varchar type. Again, a not null constraint. And when is the batch start date? Obviously, people will enroll before that. So when is the batch start date? So that's where, again, wherever date is coming up, the type is a timestamp, not null. After that, now we can mention the last thing as location, which can be again a varchar of type 50, not null. Now at the very end, we can mention the primary key, and this primary key is something which is a student ID. Correct? This is the primary key that we have. Perfect. So this is the overall table as of now that we have created. I'm not running this table, but just save this somewhere. We will use it in the next class. Both of these tables, courses and students, and we will try to discuss, apart from primary key, what other keys are there. That's the very first discussion which we will make. After that, we will discuss that role of group by aggregation function as well. So now I am holding it till so far. Just make sure that before coming to the next class, you will be able to have this file ready with you with the students table. I am saying don't run the students table. There is a bit of modification which is required, but I'll not discuss today. Apart from this, just run this courses table. This is perfectly fine, and whatever things we have covered up so far, it should be there with you, right? I will also share this file with everyone, whatever things we have covered up today. So just refer this file and make this file ready before you will come to the next episode number 4. What will be the timing of the next live? Most probably at night only. We will try to take it up at 10 p.m. just like the way we have done it today, right? So this is the overall idea about today's session. Now, if you have anything to ask, any questions, you can ask from me. Otherwise, we can wrap up the today's class, and I'll see you all very soon in the upcoming session where we will discuss on top of this concept. Please make sure that if you're not be consistent in these episodes, you will not able to understand what I want to convey. The only thing which I'm really looking forward is the consistency. If let's say you are not available, recordings are available in the playlist. As I already have mentioned, all the resources are available and the recordings are available. Every particular episode is perfectly available in a sequential manner in the SQL Mastery playlist. So if let's say you are not available to attend the session live, first of all, try to join it live itself, so that if you have any confusion, you will be able to understand and rectify it at that point of time. I think live sessions no one can beat. Recorded pace is something which is different, but live is having another level of enjoyment, right? So basically, first of all, try to join it live. If let's say you won't be able to because of the office work, because of your, if you're fresher, if your college is there, whatever be the reason, at night we don't have usually, but people do have office work as well. But if you can't, already recordings are available, content is available, so that excuse will not work. But make sure you will watch the episodes in a sequential manner before coming to the next episode. We will run and try to add values in table. Yeah, please try to add values in the courses table. Don't add in the students table and as of now, because the schema we will modify this a bit, and then we will add the values in the live itself. But this is your today's task. In the courses table, just check it out, go to my website and take the information from this website. For example, course name is Complete Excel Mastery Course. Duration is, let's say here you can mention maybe 1 month. Okay, for this TSA for interview preparation, duration is 2 months. Price is already there, you can mention the same price on the table as well, in the table as well. And complete this table of courses, only two commands, you know how you can do an insertion. So just try to add those two values, and after that students table we will do it along in the live session. How much SQL is important for intern data science role? See, SQL is important in whatsoever data domain you are entering. Data analyst, it's important. Data science, it's important. Uh, Data engineering, it's important. So if you want to enter in the data domain, SQL is something which is a must skill for each and every one. And when I'm saying SQL, I'm not talking about insertion, deletion, updation, these commands which we have covered up in the first three episodes. In the upcoming sessions, we will move towards the advanced concepts where I will talk about window functions, where I'll talk about joins, where I'll talk about the difficult nested subqueries that will come up very soon. So at that point of time, those things are actually the important things which are required from your side as a skill set, because many people know all these stuffs, but there are so many people who are not aware about those advanced concepts of SQL, which is actually required from your side in order to be distinguished from other candidates. So it is important. Just make sure you will learn it wholeheartedly, right? Tomorrow 10 p.m. No, not tomorrow. Next week, just try to be connected with me via YouTube community. WhatsApp channel is already there. I have pinned the channel link, and via LinkedIn, I will post it and then I'll let you know. Okay? Not tomorrow, but within 2, 3, 4 days, I'll try to conduct a session. Okay. Okay, then. Bye bye, everyone. See ya. Good night. I'll see you all very soon in the live sessions. But make sure, in order to conduct it in a long run, what you have to do, just share it with each and everyone so that it will reach to as many people as whatever efforts you can do from your side. Please do a bit. Okay. Bye bye. And thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you all very soon.